Hello, good about SM viewers. This is Satellite Media. If you are new to this channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and please do not forget to hit the notification bell. Mr. Chinedu Michael, it looks as if Nnamdi Kanu is a free man because we have seen a man who is bold enough to say, I will defend myself in court. In what looked like a surprise move, remember that he have gotten a new judge talking about Justice Omotosho, and Nnamdi Kanu is bid to face the judge eyeball to eyeball. And Nnamdi Kanu is going to be a free man very soon.
Yes, of course, he's going to be a free man indeed. That's the expectation of everybody around the world, considering the fact that the Nigerian government has not been able to establish any case against him. Forget that they moved from treason to felony to treason. I think they have been moving up and down in that regard. And the same thing is applicable to, of course, Simon Ekpa. I can tell you categorically clearly now that this pressure on Finland to determine the position of Simon Ekpa, considering the support, that is coming in from that, Western world, like Russia. A lot of people are mounting pressure around Alexander Stubb now to see what they are going to do in the aspect of liberating or freeing freedom government, people who are agitating for their sovereignty, which is really the world is trying to look into that, and so much attention has been attracted to what is happening to Nnamdi Kanu, or what is happening in Nigeria is regarding Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu has become, they have factored Nigeria into Nnamdi Kanu, and every other thing is going towards that direction. If you look at how Nigeria got to the level where he is, this Nnamdi Kanu just started this agitation, this movement from just a plastic chair and a plastic table. That is all. If you look at the beginning of the whole thing, you discover that there's a lot of strength and divinity into what is happening. His appearance in the court today, I can tell you how many judges and how many times Nnamdi Kanu has appeared in court, and you can find out for yourself that at every point in time, he has always won every charge against him. The problem where everybody is looking at that attracted US delegates, up to 20 of them, the news is everywhere. The world is not joking. Nnamdi Kanu has built, carved an image for himself, has built an image for himself to the extent that he has become recognized. I think there's no other freedom fighter agitator in the world you can talk about now, currently now, that have made the requirement of the United Nations, that have shown resilience, they have shown confidence, they have shown integrity, they have shown that Biafra is achievable, that Biafra is passionate, Biafra has become a religion. He's so committed to it, and he's attracting a lot of followers. Nigerians, are beginning to buy into the concept of what the symbol of Nnamdi Kanu is trying to portray. Even in the midst of uncertainty and danger, Nnamdi Kanu still summoned the courage to confront the Nigerian system over illegality. He said there's nobody that can judge him, there's no judge that can judge him. And saying that also, you can see all manner of judges that has been able to hear the matter, or try to engage themselves in the trial, or even trying to run a certain persecution or the other. They have all come to a particular point where they said nobody, they have seen this case as Nnamdi Kanu has always had an upper hand in that regard. So what you are seeing that is building at this moment now is a clear desire that the Biafra recognition has enveloped Nigeria completely. And how did it envelop Nigeria? What we saw Omotosho is going to do by tomorrow, or is doing now, currently now, has already been taken care of. And I can tell you, it has attracted the sympathy. You see, there's a way you maltreat people, there's a way you bring down people to an extent that, it will begin to attract sympathy globally. Nnamdi Kanu is already attracting a global sympathy now.
Okay, now we understand that Nnamdi Kanu himself has said that he is not going to stand trial until there's an impact charge judge to adjudicate the case he's having with federal government. You just mentioned it briefly that some American lawyers and soldiers are in Nigeria, perhaps ultimately to witness the proceeding. What do you think would have attracted them?
The fact is that there has been a global solidarity for Biafra recognition. You can see what is happening in Ireland. The IPOB is represented in all states of the federation, about 88 countries in the world, and Igbos are there. So the gathering and the network is being put before the U.S. Administration, of course, Donald Trump, who a lot of people believe that most of his cabinet members who are congressmen are actually pro-Biafran. On that regard, he has also, to an extent, enjoyed, unlimited relationship, with the first time Donald Trump came in as president. We saw GOP members surrounding Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu has played that support and of recognition to the issue of Biafra globally, and that is what the likes of Simon Ekpa, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, they are trying to follow that legacy. So at this point now, it's also on the table at the Oval Office under Donald Trump. So most of the lobbyists now are saying, no, let them come and have a first-hand, access of and be able to tell the story how these things have been going. And already the British, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu have signaled that he's going to also make sure that delegates arrive, Israeli delegates arrive at Abuja, against today's happenings, and we might not know them, we might not see them. Those I can see that federal government are saying that there are strange forces, there are strange faces, and there might be international spy, or they may represent international interest and all that. But they are, no matter what they say, and specifically they made it very clearly they are coming to observe how this thing has come to a point that Nnamdi Kanu is being detained illegally without judgment. He's been detained illegally without pronouncement of any form of guilt or the other. Nnamdi Kanu has gone through the court processes and still they felt they are not going to receive him. It's going to be a clash, and already the Nigeria Bar Association and the African ECOWAS and the AU and other women blocs within the context of the African continent has already put James Omotosho, the judge, on the radar currently now. They are watching him, how he's going to make his pronouncement on tomorrow, or what he's going to do. Because if he's going to be hearing, there's not going to be trial. It's after hearing, then trial, whatever that's going to come at the end of the day. So, but he's not be able to ignite, the woto that is going to come from Nnamdi Kanu if he try to take the other way. Other judges, have taken in the past. There will be massive resistance, and that is what prompted the American government to send those delegates we are seeing today.
Because as it stands, we have seen the UN working group on arbitrary detention before now, asking the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, and that didn't happen until we saw Court of Appeal in Nigeria ruling that Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinary rendition from Kenya to Nigeria. As such, he should be released unconditionally. But let me ask this question: are you satisfied with the level of intervention of UN?
No, not quite well. There has been clashes in that regard, but it's not something that is on the public glare or that should be put in the public space. The US government and the UK government are already interacting on the negotiations of what is going to happen when Nnamdi Kanu is being released, how the whole thing is going to look like, and they are fine-tuning that, analyzing that, will Nnamdi Kanu be flown abroad for medical treatment? After that, then what is the scope of recognition of the Biafra as a sovereignty? Nnamdi Kanu has already gotten Biafra, because he has gone through the process of United Nations, required by United Nations, and he has gone through that process, and he is able to maintain certain, pressure, attracting glory to himself and the Biafran quest. So whether United Nations comes in at this point or not, it depends on how the United Nations leadership perceive it. But what is important at this point is that the top countries of the world currently now, talking about America, talking about Russia, talking about Israel, talking about Germany, I'm excluding France because of the fractured relationship within the Sahel nation currently now. France might not be part of it. You can see the Russian pilot what he said during the 1967 Nigeria Biafra War. You know what the ingenuity, why the world started to bring the Igbo movement called Biafra at that time down. And from that angle, now you begin to understand the build-up of what Nnamdi Kanu has successfully been able to do. Thank God, the world has recognized his presence, and the United Nations, the US too have also recognized his presence. You know, Donald Trump has also recognized his presence, and I think you can see the kind of interactive and pressure and the situation that is coming from the United States government trying to focus on Africa, singling Nigeria completely out from other nations, and the issue of
Fulani invasion in Boko and Vasa local government areas of the state. This is a very serious issue.
Now listen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching us from. Evangelist is here again. I'm here to air my point. You know, there is a saying that truth is bitter, but I am here to correct that no. The truth is not bitter, but we are the one that is not happy with the truth. When Nnamdi Kanu foresee or he foresaw what shall befall Nigeria and what shall befall Nigerians and what shall befall many people in the country zoo territory of terrorism kingdom, and they say Nnamdi Kanu is speaking out of sense.
So let us look at this quick notice given to Fulani by a Taraba monarch.
Excuse me, don't cut me off, Mr. Anchor, Mr. Matthew. I am going somewhere because I like to speak from the angle, the foundation of which something started, which many Nigerians did not concur, and now they are concurring because they are witnessing their sin. You know, it is not too good to wait and witness or see before you believe. It is better you believe before you see. And let me tell you, don't allow somebody use what happened to somebody to learn. Don't wait for something to happen to you before you learn. Now, the monarch in Taraba State has given an ultimatum of the 30 good days. He gave it to the Fulanis that they should do what? Find their way out of Taraba State, or else he said, I quote unquote, he said that he's going to match them one-on-one. If they refuse to do what? To pack their bags and their baggages and disappear and vamoose. What I mean, vamoose. If they refuse to vamoose, he will match them one-on-one. That is what he said.
You look at the statement that came from the Director General of DSS is already yielding fruit, talking about people should defend themselves.
Of course. And not even if you say the statement come from the DG, that means you are downgrading the prophets of God and the greater prophet of our time, which is Nnamdi Kanu, because he was the only person and the first person that saw this thing and he said it. And that was what made Nigeria to rise against him, of which up to today is in DSS custody. Are you hearing me? So let me tell you, as I speak to you now, joy is there that the rejected stone has become the chief cornerstone. The ESN, Eastern Security Network, the people not recognized by Nigerian government, not recognized by the Nigerian uniform men, are being recognized by the Nigerian people.
Now let me bring this angle, because even in the past, we have seen an Akare Ododu who challenged federal government under Nnamdi Buhari that if civilian JTF could be allowed to bear arms, why can you not allow amateur to bear arms? Talking about security arrangement, private security arrangement as a panacea for this problem.
Yes, because there are co-heads, and the headsmen I know doesn't handle gun because you can't use one gun to control cow. You use stick to control cow. How come you begin to handle gun? Are you going to shoot cow and the cow will keep living and moving? It's not possible. Of course, it's not possible. So definitely, they have another agenda that makes them to employ or deploy gun in their system with a motive that only them, and that is what I'm exposing, which Nnamdi Kanu earlier exposed, because they have already said it. Is it not Sanusi? Is it Sanusi or whatsoever? One of the northern prominent personnel said, with if not for Igbos, that they would have conquered this country.
Now let me bring this angle.
And there is something I want to say, my brother. This ECN of a thing are the people. Do you know why people are calling for ECN in Nigeria? Every like a Benue now, they are, you know, they are clapping and crying and calling on ECN. Do you know why? I will give you reason. Military-wise, they have been failed. Police-wise, they are failed. Every other security network has failed them. It's not working for them. Rather, it's worsening for them. And the only hope, which I believe is their last hope now, they don't have choice again, is to bring the men that they have tested and they are the people to be trusted now. And those men are the ESN. These are the people that have what it takes, the ability, the capability, the strength, and let me tell you, both to the spiritual and the physical angle of it. These are the people that have matched the Fulanis one-on-one. And they did not just match Fulanis, but they conquer Fulanis. And these are the only people that Fulani is only afraid of. Fulani is not afraid of a Nigerian police. They are not afraid of Nigerian military. They are not afraid of Nigerian State Security Service, SSS. They are not afraid of the DSS. They are not afraid of anything called Nigerian uniform. But the only people that they are afraid of is ESN. And that is why they said, please send out the ESN so that there will be safety. Because if you go to East now, the only state and place that is well secured now, that have their peace, that the people need, and the property and life have been protected, is only in Abia States. Unless Oti invited ESN, hand them over everything, and as I speak to you, that is the only peaceful place. Fulani no fit go there and buy anybody.
Now I want to bring this angle because Mufwang, the governor of Plateau State, raised alarm, talking about genocidal Fulani invasion in Boko and Bassa local government areas of the state. Could that be part of the reason we are seeing people rising to give Fulani quick notice?
Yes, now that is the reason, because everybody don't tire. Nigeria don't tire for these people. Yoruba go say mele oni won. One kahade. One kahade. Say there plenty pass us. If every Nigerian should rise, how many be Fulani? All those ones that are buying people, how many are they? Imagine the people, funny enough, the Hausas that even welcome them with their two hands, they embrace them. They don't buy Hausa finish. They don't even respect those ones. They don't have regard to those ones' life. So, listen, that is why you see everyone, both in Taraba, both in Benue, let me tell you, as I speak to you, even the Taraba now is looking for a way to invite his ESN so that there will be safety in their life. That is why I say, under 30 days, you people should evacuate or I will match you one-on-one. How can he match the one-on-one without the help of the ESN? These are the only people, the security department, the only security personnel that have what it takes to do what? To curb Fulani's excess in this country. Okay, tested and trusted.
Now the Hausas themselves are already crying. But I've seen a viral video where a Fulani man have claimed that the ones that are not Fulani, that Fulani only use stick to control the cow. That if you see anybody that killed the name of Fulani, that person should be called a terrorist, a bandit, not a Fulani.
That means that is a Fulani saying this. We have two types. That means we have two types of Fulani. We have Fulani that are herdsmen to nature and to the core. And we have Fulani jihadists that is in their nature and in their calling is to buy people. And that buying and in their blood is to Islamize this country. And these are the people that Sanusi group of company, Atiku group of company, and the Arufai group of company, Muhammadu Buhari group of company. These are the people that they are using. And these are the people carrying AK-47. Because I don't know the original herdsmen. They don't carry AK-47. They only hold stick.
Now, seeing that the president of the country goes by the name of the president and the commander of the armed forces, and seeing that the constitution is very clear about what shall constitute the primary purpose of governance, because the constitution is very clear that the welfare of Nigerians and their security shall be the primary purpose of governance. Are you satisfied the way Tinubu have handled the affairs of Nigeria in terms of security?
No, I'm not satisfied. Tinubu has failed 100% woefully because under his regime, this kind of thing is happening, and he's just talking. But if they, when they kill the Fulani, 16 of them, he deploys soldier. But Fulani have been killing, he didn't arrest any of them. Even in the northern side of the Nigeria, of the country. Now, let me tell you, I want you to mention a place that is safety in Nigeria. Mention both in Yoruba, even in Hausa in the north, both in the middle belt,
In Lagos here, where you are, relatively safe.
It's safe.
Here you are.
Here that I am.
Yes.
Do you know why I am safe? Because here we constitute of many different this thing here. Do you understand? And secondly, let me tell you, if you are talking of safety, it's not only safety of one person. Oluwale here is not far in this very place. There are no 5 person. Fulani no 5 person there. Ajayi Road, Okera Ajayi Road, Oseni bus stop. There are no 5 person there. Within a space of 1 month. I don't want to talk about what is happening in Fagba. I don't want to talk about what is happening in Ketu. Should I mention or what is happening in what is it called? That about the expressway. Where? And you are telling me that here is safe. In which way? Here is secure. In which way? Nigerian police have failed me and you. Take it or you leave it. Nigerian military has failed us. Take it or you leave it. Because they are partnering with the Fulanis. These people that are carrying this evil. They are partnering with them. They will come and tell you, Boko Haram,